Just because I'm an adult doesn't mean I can't have my favorite childhood indulgences.
You're not my supervisor!
If I want to turn a PB&J into a cocktail, you best believe I'm gonna turn a PB&J into a cocktail. Happy Hour. I'm Dave, the basement bartender. Flavored whiskeys are getting more and more popular, whether it's cinnamon, coffee, or even peanut butter. But what makes a better cocktail? A store-bought peanut butter whiskey or one we make ourselves?
Wait, you can do that?
Only one way to find out. Let's get this thing started. Flavored whiskeys come in a variety of categories. Some are subtly flavored, which means I'll still call it a whiskey. And some, like Screwball peanut butter whiskey, are sweetened, so it's technically a liqueur. Screwball isn't overly sweet, and it still maintains a lot of the traits I associate with whiskey. I'm gonna stay out of the debate of whether a flavored whiskey is a whiskey. If you like it, drink it. If you don't, try making your own.
What did you say?
Yeah, you can make your own flavored spirit by infusing whiskey with the flavor of your choice. Whiskey can be flavored with sweet flavors from maple to caramel to chocolate to bolder flavors like cinnamon, coffee, or hops. I wanted to work with a flavor familiar to most palates and somewhat in the middle of the sweet and savory side. To me, that screams peanut butter. That's kind of why PB&J works so well. Sweet and salty combined.
Ready-to-drink powers, activate!
Form of deliciousness. I'm going to use a process known as fat washing to infuse bourbon with peanut butter. Fat washing was created in 2007 when Please Don't Tell mixologist Don Lee infused bourbon with bacon. I don't think it'll come as any surprise that that combination totally works.
It's bacon!
Other bartenders started doing the same process with other fat-filled ingredients. Essentially, combine a spirit with a fat, let it sit at room temperature for several hours, which allows the alcohol to dissolve the fat molecules, absorbing their flavor. Remove the fat and you're left with a softer, creamier, infused spirit. The fat wash spirit will have the same shelf life as the original spirit unless animal fat is used. In that case, it's best to make smaller batches as the trace amounts of oil remaining can go rancid. For peanut butter, the standard ratio is 1 pound of peanut butter, or 450 grams, to 750 milliliters of whiskey. I'm going to make a smaller batch and use 8 ounces of Kirkland's single barrel bourbon to 142 grams of peanut butter. While the internet tells me it's best to use an unsalted, creamy peanut butter, salted crunchy is what I have, so. However, I would definitely recommend using a peanut butter that has no sugar added. Spread the peanut butter in a thin layer over a glass container and pour the whiskey over top. Cover to prevent evaporation and let sit at room temperature overnight. The next day, strain the mixture through a coffee filter and funnel it into a bottle. While you may be tempted to reuse the peanut butter for another project, you should know it's going to be very boozy. And all of the fat molecules have been dissolved, so you can't reuse it to infuse another batch. I ended up discarding my leftovers. Now let's make 2 cocktails. One using Screwball peanut butter whiskey and one with the fat washed bourbon to see which is better. Start by adding a tablespoon of raspberry preserves to a shaker. Add 2.5 ounces of peanut butter whiskey, a few dashes of cherry bitters, a handful of ice. Give it a good shake for about 60 seconds to break up the jam and dilute. Double strain into a Nick and Nora, pinch of salt, and garnish with some crushed nuts. Cheers. The Screwball is sweeter, no question. If you're someone who likes sweet and fruity drinks, I think this is gonna be right up your alley. The fat wash bourbon is more balanced. While there is still a sweetness, the whiskey tones come through more and give me a good spirit-forward drink. You may have caught that little addition of salt. This takes both of these to a higher plane of existence. The salt adds a little bit of texture on the lips and a brightness that enhances both the sweetness from the Screwball as well as the richer whiskey tones from the fat wash bourbon. It brings everything together like a PB&J.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
So while I think I prefer the fat wash bourbon over the store-bought, I'd be very happy to receive either of these. If you enjoyed this video, please boop the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments whether you're gonna use a store-bought whiskey or a fat wash whiskey for this drink. Please drink responsibly. We'll see you next time.